Today I'm going to show you how to use a Nanodrop to measure the DNA concentration and quality. So this particular Nanodrop which I'm going to use is from Thermo Scientific, and it's a Nanodrop 2000 series. So what we need is a micropipette, which is P2, which can measure up to 2 microliter. And the next thing we need is a lens screening tissues, which we also use for the microscope, and some gloves, your samples, and for the waste, and some tips for the micropaper. Okay, so you have to start your computer, and once the computer is started, you click on the Nanodrop icon, and it takes a while depending on your computer speed to load the program. So once the program is loaded, look for the nucleic acid, which will be on the top left. So click on it. That is asking me for the previous worksheet, but I'm not using that one, so I'll say no. So the first thing is the routine verification. So this is kind of an internal check for the instrument, and for that we have to make sure there's nothing on the lens and the lens is completely cleaned and wiped. So for that we'll be using the tissue and wipe the lens gently, both the ends, and put the arm down, and then click OK, and that starts the verification process. It just takes a couple of seconds. Okay, now we are ready to start the sample measurement. Okay, so we take the blank. So because I have prepared my samples in T buffer, so I'll be using it as a blank, and I will be taking a 1.5 microliter. And I put it right on the middle of the lens, and I put the arm back down. Okay, and then I click on the blank, and that will take the blank reading. That will just take a couple of seconds. Okay, so once the blank is done, we are ready to measure our first sample. So first I will wipe the previous sample and make sure the lens is dry, and then I will take my first sample, and again I will take the 1.5 microliter, and just like the blank I will put on the middle of the lens and put the arm back down. Okay, so now what I have to do is enter the sample ID, because that's my sample. So whatever the sample ID is, just to enter that. For example, in this case it was sample number 61, and then simply click on the measure button, and that will start the measurement process, and it takes only a few seconds. Okay, so because it's the very first sample, so it's asking where should I save my worksheet. So give it the location and then click OK, and then you get your results. So here you can see all the information that you need: 260 and 260-80 ratio and 260-30 ratio, and along with the DNA concentration. Okay, so now we go to the next samples, and we obviously have to wipe the previous sample. And then I'll take my next sample, and in the same way I put it on the lens and measure the next sample. And similarly I keep going on. And once you finish, use the water to cleanse the lens. And then simply wipe the water. That will make sure the lens is clean for the next use. Okay, and that's all done. Okay, and then the last thing is getting our results. So click on the reports, and then export. So that will export all your results in Excel form. So give it the file name and the location. and then save it. I have analyzed the samples on the Nanodrop. The next important thing is interpreting these results. So I will quickly show you how we can interpret these results. So this is a typical window of the results, and two important things here are the concentration of the DNA or RNA, which is in nanogram per microliter, and the second important thing which shows the purity of the nucleic acid is the ratios. So the one is 260 over 280 and the second one is 260 over 230. In the following slide I will show you what does this mean and what are the expected values. Okay, so this is a typical absorption curve for the DNA or RNA. So this is between the wavelength and the absorbance. So the three important wavelengths here are 260, 230 and 280. So what actually happened, the 260 DNA and RNA absorb maximum. At 230 the salts absorb, and at 280 the proteins absorb. So if we know the ratios between 260 to 80 and 260 and 230, we can have an idea of how good or how pure our DNA possibly could be. So the first ratio is 260 over 280, which is usually used to assess the purity of the DNA or RNA. So a value of approximately 1.8 is usually considered as pure for DNA, and a value of 2 is considered pure for DNA, for RNA. And if you look at the 260 to 30 ratio, so this is usually used as a secondary measure of nucleic acid purity, and the expected value is between 2 and 2.5 for both RNA and DNA. So if you have values above or below these reference values, so you can expect the sample is not pure. So the usual contaminants can have their effect in different ways. So in the first diagram you can see the effect of the triazole, which changes the curve in this way, and then we have the phenol, which will change the curve in this way, and this kind of curve is usually seen with the guanidine hydrochloride contamination, and with the guanidine isocyanate we see this kind of curve. So I hope this gives some idea about the Nanodrop. If you have any questions, please drop me a message in the comments, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.